And today we are talking about being stuck. And if you are new to my channel, welcome. I'm Catherine. This is Pattern Breaker Tarot, and I am using circles today for the symbolism of circles. No corners, no edges, pure, unadulterated wholeness. And so, if you're feeling stuck, my heart goes out to you, my friend. And that's what we're here for today, is to break it down. How can we release some of what you're feeling when it comes to being stuck? So I'm getting my settings squared away here. Hold on. Okay. And let me grab my Palo Santo. Okay. And let's light up our life today with getting unstuck. Okay, who's with me? Now, if you're new, please do hit the subscribe button or the like so that you can bring yourself into the energy of this reading. What I do know for sure is that you have an inner being, a part of yourself that knows what it's like to be free and knows what it's like to put out the fires so that you can make progress. Hello there, Miss Janice. Welcome. I'm so glad to see you. Today, let's let our stuckness rise on this smoke. May the offering that we're giving up here today of our will and our desires for whatever it is that you think you're missing out on. What is it that you feels most stuck about? That is what we're doing our readings on. I've created some preparation here with my tea leaves that you can see peeking from the bottom and our round tarot deck because I want to take the sharp edges out of your experience of being stuck. So, let's see, how do I want to get started? So, as you're watching, if you're here right now, there's no accidents. So, bring in your mind what area you are stuck in. And you don't have to put it into the comments, although you can if you want, what the life area is that's holding you captive from being at your best, from appreciating the life that you have right now. So let's just pull a card. The first card here is going to set the tone for our time together here. Hold on. And let's see what we have here. And we have the King of Swords. Okay, so this is very clear. The I put out a message today from Archangel Michael that is about being able to get out of your mind, be able to take a pause. You might want to check out my shorts because if you are addicted to thinking, if you're too much in your head, if people say to you, you think too much, that could be your first sign of what's keeping you stuck. Because when you have a lot of ideas, you have a lot of inner direction, you know what to do, and you're doing the best you can, it can be easy to get detached from your heart. Okay. And when your head is in the clouds, you may be very good where your an analytical personality comes into play. It could be helping you with your career or your life path. But if there's no room for your heart, you need to get a hold of that and be willing to go deep. Part of it is becoming comfortable with what's not working. If you're feeling frustrated or angry or upset, being able to be with yourself during that situation will guide you to a softer perspective. So, first lesson of today, could overthinking be keeping you stuck in your situation? So, let me pull a couple of tea leaves And we'll see if we can personalize this just a little bit for you. Okay, so we have wall, misunderstanding. Yeah, I'm going to situate these so you guys can see them all. I think I'm going to put this one over here. Move this over here. I feel like I'm rearranging the furniture. And then here, the star is the sign of healing. And this rusty ring that I've brought into the mix here today symbolizes the things in the past that are rusty and old and can be eliminated, particularly in how you think about things. So we have a wall. Okay, this goes perfectly with this alignment of walling off your heart to protect your thoughts and really keep you stuck. We have jug, light-hearted, carefree time. There's a part of you that wants more lightheartedness. There's a part of you that wants more fun. Definitely a part of you that's tired of trying so hard. And then we have gong, an exciting event. So being stuck keeps you from joy and keeps you from fun. Okay. You have an inner being, and your inner being loves you so much. Your inner being is the part of you that won't allow you to stay stuck because you have been called for something more. We as humans are kind of hungering always for something else. And when that hunger for something else pulls you out of balance, you can lose the connection between your head and your heart. And so, if you are a thinker, you're going to find that you can't think yourself through emotional turmoil. There's only one way through the emotional maze, and that's through letting yourself feel it. Okay. So there has been a misunderstanding. You don't have to give up your logical self, not at all. You may be an air sign, Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini, and making decisions has been difficult for you. And sometimes when you make a decision and it doesn't work out, then you can feel lost. And that's what might be going on for your situation right now. So it's important that you understand that walls can be climbed over, that having strong boundaries is important, but you don't want to wall yourself off from other humans who can bring to you exactly what it is that you're wanting, whether is an advancement in your career or even finding someone who loves and values you. Being able to create that connection between your head and your heart is going to bear a lot of fruit for you. So, as we look at this lighthearted, carefree time, this goes exactly with the kind of workaholic tendencies. Okay, so that as you're working too hard right now, you're stealing from yourself. And so there is someone is going to invite you to an event this week, and you are going, you watch and see if this isn't so. It could be even in the next couple of days, somebody's going to invite you somewhere. Your higher self knows that getting out of yourself right now and moving out of your situation is going to bring you so much relief. You may meet someone, you may win someone, but the energy this week is to take the time to get out of your environment into something else. You are going to be invited somewhere. You may not think it's an exciting event. It could be uninteresting to you, but it's so important that you say yes. Okay. So if you are someone who tends to overthink things, what I want you to do is to line yourself up with this reading. Add an emoji, make a thumbs up, do what you need to do to agree with this fact that you have a tendency to overthink things. Even though you may not know how to detach yourself from overthinking, your inner being does. A meditation would be helpful. A walk in nature would be helpful. But facing your strength, did you guys ever hear the saying that says a weakness is a strength pulled out of balance? This is a great example of that. Your logic and your ability to keep things sorted out is a strength, but if you take it too far, the King of Swords can lose touch with his heart. Okay, so we're going to use our Avalon magic cards today for our blessing, and then we're going to go on to another stuck person. Hey, Rodney, welcome. I am so glad you're visiting today. So, what we're doing in the collective, we're letting the universe create readings for people who are stuck. So, whatever it is that you're stuck in, think about that situation as we finish this section and watch to see the magic of the cards open itself up for you in our next reading. Okay, so let's take a peek here at our blessing. Oh, Janice, oh, I'm so glad. I just woke up this morning with I tend to be over analytical. Maybe the universe is trying to bust me up a little bit, but everyone has a stuck area, and our inner being is so wanting to guide us. So here, let's take a look now. From the Light Seers is one of my very favorite decks, and the crow is a symbol of our thoughts in that deck, if you're familiar with it. So right away, I see that these two hands are grasping. So I feel like they're as you're listening to this reading, are you grasping for an answer right now? Let's take a look. Cut away dense energy that holds you back from your goals. Trust in the process of divine timing. Cut away dense energy that holds you back from your goals. Trust in the process of divine timing. This is exactly what I'm talking about in terms of a strength that is pulled out of balance becomes a weakness. Your constant ruminating and overthinking has caused clouds to rise in your spirit. The best thing you can do is something that demands your attention that does not involve your thoughts. For example, weeding, taking care of your garden, raking leaves, repetitive tasks like that, even cleaning out your junk drawer. Taking action with something with your hands will distract you enough. The universe will reach into that time and speak to you. Okay. So let's clear away our cards here. And let's go to stuck number two. What is it that's holding you back? Where are you feeling stuck? Let's take a peek, draw a card. Strength. And funny, the last reading, how many times did I mention that a strength pulled out of balance becomes a weakness? So I feel that right away. I'm sensing to myself that even though you are known for being strong, your friends and your companions, they may even say that to you. I can't believe how strong you are. But the truth is, you would say back to them, I don't feel it because I just go from day to day doing what needs to be done. This card could have something to do with someone who has lost a dear loved one or even a pet? Has there been a death in your recent past and you're feeling stuck, not knowing how to go forward without your companion? This could also be somebody who's stuck because they've been involved in a long-term creative process and you've been working so hard to birth your dream, but you are feeling stuck because nothing's going forward. So, strength pulled out of balance. What could that mean? The first thing that occurs to me is, do you ask for help? Are you able to trust someone to give you guidance, or have you always depended on your own strength? Now, right now, I can feel my voice getting scratchy, which is my sign that somebody here is having a hard time speaking their truth. Interesting, I picked a blue mat. The blue is reflective of the throat chakra, which is all about speaking your truth. So let me sip my tea. And what I'm aware of is that you may be having trouble speaking truth to yourself. Could you be having difficulty speaking truth to yourself here with your stuck area? Let me grab my tea leaves. I love my tea leaves. I used to be intimidated by them because there are a couple hundred of them in the deck, but also that sometimes they tell a story that illustrates stuckness. And I tend to read on the positive side of what the universe has for us. But I'm realizing is there's no bad news in a good reading because we do need to seek wisdom sometimes and figure out what it is that could be holding you back. Okay. Hey, CSB, welcome. I'm glad you're here today. So, dog barking, advice from a friend. Thank you. When I talked earlier about are you able to ask for help? Many people who are very strong, myself included, there's a lot of success in achievement on my own. I've traveled, I've lived in a foreign country, and a lot of times I had to figure it out on my own. If you can resonate with that, go ahead and hit one of the icons or the thumbs up and join into the united energy here of people who are very strong and wanting to figure out why they're stuck if they're so strong. And we have the hammock, taking a vacation physically or mentally. You might want to take a look at my shorts today, not the shorts that I'm wearing, but the shorts that I posted because I'm getting this sense of workaholism and trying too hard in our reading so far today. You will be playing a different role. Okay. Right. So here we are. We're stuck. We are strong. We have a lot of abilities, and we are kind of proud of doing things on our own. Now, if you don't resonate with that, don't worry. We're going to hit a different category in our next reading. Right now, though, this is so important because your role of keeping the lion tamed. Notice that under her touch, the lion is in submission, the tail between the legs, okay? But this is like frozen motion with a singular character. So it's showing that there's a sense of I will be eternally trapped in being the version of myself that I am right now. Even though this is a positive card, the negative aspect of it is being disconnected from other people who can help you. It is so important that you open yourself to some advice. Now, if that's you here today and you're seeking advice from the source of all through this reading, I'm so glad to welcome you, and I would consider you my friend. All of you who are here to support my channel and to create connections with your inner being. If you feel like you're cut off from your resources, you feel like your intuition is not as sharp as it used to be, chances are that you are physically and mentally exhausted. You might want to take a peek at reading number one from today when we were talking about being so lost in thought and so controlled by the mind that your heart is just not accessed. Imagine your heart is like, I know this maybe sound weird, but imagine that your heart is like a dog in that when you come home, I have a dog, Murphy. He's being very cooperative and quiet right now. Hi, Murphy. Murphy, when I come home from anywhere, so glad to see me, runs to the door, eager for my time and my attention. One of the reasons it's so wonderful having a dog. Imagine that your heart as the character of a dog, in that when you seek your heart, when you take time to nurture your heart and step away from overthinking about everything, what if your heart is that joyful and comes running to you and wants your attention? The rest that you can take, simply stop. Take 10 minutes to sit down somewhere, preferably outside, close your eyes and just listen. listen to the traffic, to the wind chime, to the birds. When you engage your senses, your heart is touched. Isn't that nice? You don't have to call a person or ask a person. Now, mind you, people are very helpful, and I always recommend that we gather with people. But the truth is, your heart is being left out. Your heart is feeling left out of what you're trying to do. So take some time. Do it today. Sit outside. If you can't do 10 minutes, do 5 minutes. Close your eyes. Turn up your listening and just be aware of everything you hear. Your heart will be jumping for joy as you step away from the part of you that needs to be strong no matter what, as you embrace being more receptive, softening your stance toward life, letting your guard down, trusting the universe to protect you, trusting source to draw you to the resources you need to feel safe so that you can let go of taking care of yourself all the time. Okay, this is going to put you into a different role, as if you're switching hats. So here I look at the infinity sign that is over the figure's head, and I'm sensing, even though strength is normally such a positive attribute, not if you're doing it all by yourself. You need people around you to help you. Your heart is willing and waiting for you. Let me draw a card from the Avalon Magic deck for you, just to further this message and give you the sense that everything tends to work out. And the more prepared you are, the more likely it is that you can handle whatever it is that is coming your way. Okay, my friend? It is no crime to need help and to ask for help. There's a false sense of strength that lies to us and says you don't need anybody. Okay, so let's take a look here. And we have the rabbit. So I love the message of rabbit because it's about fertility and it's about abundance. And so when that card pops out as supporting this idea that you don't need to do everything by yourself. Let's see what the wisdom is. Reconnect to Mother Nature's world of plenty, and you shall receive a myriad of miracles. Now, remember that my guidance that came through me just moments ago was go outside, right? Go outside, sit somewhere with your eyes closed, and you just listen. That will connect you to your heart. Don't be surprised when you, if and when you get goosebumps, shivers, or even some memory of a past time that was joyful for you. So important that you engage your heart to get unstuck. Okay? Reconnect to Mother Nature. Okay, so moving forward, welcome if you're just joining us. I'm Catherine. This is Pattern Breaker Tarot, and today we're working at breaking the patterns that are keeping you stuck. And so, if you were drawn in by the thumbnail, thank you for visiting. Be sure to click the thumbs up and the subscribe to be notified when I'm here giving further readings. I want to be able to hit themes that make a difference and are practical for you. So, as you're sitting here right now, there is no accident that you came to my reading this morning. So, think about what is keeping you stuck right now, what life area. The cool thing about a collective reading is it's very private, and you don't need to be telling anybody, me or the world, about what your particular concern is. Source knows you. Source loves you and wants to support you right now. So let's see if you're here, you're stuck. What is the guidance? This shows a stuck person. Okay. So if you're feeling stuck, I would say that this is reading for me around career, maybe schooling, a decision to go somewhere that you aren't sure where it is that you're wanting to go. It shows me that you have had success, that you are someone who there's part of your life that's been highly successful. Notice how he's holding the globe in his hands. So the whole world is in your hands. You've experienced life and you've experienced some things that have been successful, but right now you're not sure what to do. Ananda, oh, welcome. How perfect you're here. You're like an ambassador for people that are stuck in their career. What is that the universe, what's the source want you to know about this time right now that you're feeling so stuck? One of the things I'm noticing here is that in order to cross over into the new, to what's waiting in the future, there's a very short wall. It would be very easy for this figure to step out and go forward. But there is this concern, and I'm feeling it's a little connected to perfectionism, to not wanting to make a mistake. Can you relate? If you can relate to fearful of making a mistake, go ahead and hit the little icon there and just link yourself to this energy of feeling like you don't want to make a mistake. You can also hit the thumbs up as a way of joining into our question to source. What is it that we were afraid of making a mistake? Why is that holding us back? Okay, so let me pull our tea leaves. I'm really wanting to bring this green one out right now for us. And then this one. Okay, tea leaves, do your magic. What do my friends need to know about this perfectionism that might be in the way? Throne, position of authority, marriage. Oh, what's marriage doing in here when we're talking about career? What does the universe have up its sleeve? And then Cain, pay attention to your health. So it could be very likely that somebody here in our in the reading who's watching me right now that you're feeling stuck about your relationship status. So I next I'm going to pull the next reading for relationships because I'm sensing that. But there's something to be aware of when it comes to your career. Did you know that you will actually end up spending more time with your career, with your work life, than you will with family and friends? It becomes a world unto its own, right? Your career fulfills so many categories with companionship and focus and creativity and all of what you could focus if you're not in your career right now. You can certainly focus on your relationships to fulfill some of those needs. But part of what's happening when you're trying to find the next step in your career is that there's just a lot of confusion about what it is that you can expect from your career. Can you expect relationships that will be fulfilling? Can you expect that being on your career will be healthy for you, that you'll be fulfilled in your mind, your body, and your emotions? Or could it be that you're trying to pin too many of your desires into your career? Okay, so the fear of making a mistake is what I'm sensing here. And so it could be that you are confused because you don't know how to make relationships work with the career. Could it be that it's hard for you to take orders? It's hard for you to submit yourself to the authority at work. There's a saying that says one of the first rules of life is don't outshine the master. Don't outshine the master. And what that means is that if you go to work and you have a lot of bright ideas about how they could do it better, and then you try to tell the authorities there how they can make it better, that is going to cause a problem because in every working environment, there's a period where you need to be a student. You need to be quiet. You need to learn what is going on there. So it could be that in your career, you've gotten into some positions that didn't last. And so the fear of making a mistake and committing yourself to a position that you're just insecure. You're not sure if you're going to be good there. So your mind can go into a mess of thinking and overthinking and overthinking. And this can definitely bring your mood and your physical experience down. Okay, so what does this mean? What it means is that what we do is we take our past experiences where we know what we are good at. Excuse me, I need a sip of my tea. I would get out a piece of paper and I would write down, what are you good at, Ananda? What are you good at, my viewers who are questioning, what can I do next for my career? Go back into your life and write down the things that you're good at, because behind you is a wealth of confidence, but your back is turned to it right now. And then in your hand is the desire for something bigger and better. So you are in a choice point, and it's important before you commit to your next career step to know what you're good at and to be able to rest in your own confidence. Okay. Networking. I want to mention networking, where you go out into the marketplace, hang out with people that do what it is that you're wanting to do. Is there a chamber of commerce in your area? And I'm in the United States, so I don't know what's available in different countries. Are there meetups available where people gather who are working in the industry that you're working? Who is your like I like to call it a celebrity crush? Who is it that you know of right now who is working in the area of where you want to work? In social media, you can follow people and you can watch their success. If you're wanting to do real estate, for example, find someone who's achieving great things in real estate and look at what they're writing online. If you're in the tech world and there's so much good work in being in technology, then go to blogs and to Reddit and to Substack and read the blogs of people who own companies that you would like to work for. As you create a set of data within your own experience to see, A, where are you confident right now? What are you good at? You might decide that you want to get some training. You can learn how to do anything on YouTube. Let's say you want to become an expert in helping people use AI. There are tons of blogs right now that give concrete um, tools on how you can learn how to be better at what you're doing. Okay. So it's so important in this last card about pay attention to your health. Worry is never good. Okay, Ananda, worry is never good. I excuse me, I really enjoy the channel that's called Charisma on Command. Charisma on Command is a great channel that teaches how to get along with people. And they interview and they use pop culture figures to teach how to do life better. Highly recommend, no matter what your needs are. Okay. So when it comes to getting out of this stuck place, we need two steps. One, take account of all the things that you are good at. Write a list of the things you have accomplished and what you're confident about. And then the second step is do some research. What is it that you want to do, and how can you become more skilled at parts of that job? What can you do to become more attractive to people who want to hire you? And the third thing is, do not be afraid of making a mistake. Take a risk. Mistakes are simply paths. You come to a fork in the road and you take one path, it's going to lead you to one set of experiences. And you take the other path, it'll lead you to the other set of experiences. Be an adventurer. Okay, let's see what the Avalon Magic cards have for you, my friends. You know what? I'm tempted also to give you another small piece of that just popped into my head because gratitude is always a key for me, and it just popped in my mind. Can you say thank you that I am stuck? Now, why in the world would I want to say that, right? Thank you for this time when I'm stuck because it opens me up to considering something new for myself. Thank you for this stuck moment because it gives me a chance to pause and think about what I really want right now. Okay. Thank you for the stuck moments because it helps me value the times I'm in flow. Okay. Looks like a journey, doesn't it? Looks like a journey. Gently place your feet on the path you were meant to travel. This is a beautiful call for you. It's time to stop standing still. Gently place your feet on the path you were meant to travel. As you take advantage of your strengths and step out, even if you're unsure, you are going to be met by wonderful circumstances. Okay. Beautiful reading. Again, please take a look at Charisma on Command. It's a great channel for letting you learn how to get along with people and how to compromise, how to negotiate. It's just a great channel because when you get your new position, you're going to be filled with brand new people, and getting along with them will make a huge difference. Hey there, Raymond. Welcome. Today's readings are for the collective. I do personal readings, and I would love to answer your question. The first 5 minutes are free, and I'm happy to pull cards for you in that first 5 minutes. So, Raymond, take a look at the description box, and you can see how to register for a free reading. But right now, I'm doing the next reading here on relationships because that marriage card did show up. And so this particular reading right here is for anyone who is stuck in love, either stuck, I need to leave this relationship, or stuck, will I ever stop being single, or stuck, my mom won't talk to me, my brother disowned me. What is it? Where is your stuck place when it comes to relationships? If you need this wisdom, hit the thumbs up, join the energy of this relationship reading. Okay, let's see what we have here. The Knight of Cups. Okay. So I am with the Knight of Cups. I feel like this is a romantic reading. This is about romantic love. When the Knight of Cups comes up in a reading, it's always thrills and chills for the people who want to manifest love. So let's take a look at what is happening with this Knight of Cups. Let's take a look here. Knight of Cups is known to be charismatic and charming. And also, is it possible that for you, you have decided that you can't trust anyone, that perhaps there's a broken heart in your background? Because I'm just sensing frozen motion. So I'm feeling like this is someone who's been disappointed by love. Take a breath. Could that be you? A lot of times it goes back to when you were a teenager, when life was filled with immature people, right? And, absolutely. Oh my gosh, it's so true. It's so petty, isn't it? I mean, what we deal with in 6th grade, name calling and, criticism and all of that, many times your inability to, be open to love comes from way back, okay? So let's take a look at our tea leaves here. Mule. I love that, mule, the stubbornness, right? Makes me smile ear to ear. Bullies tend to be very, very stubborn, very stubborn. But did you know that a lot of that comes out of just fear of being hurt? Because it's true, people who are unable to see another person's strengths and people who bring people down generally tend to be pretty lonely. Target a goal oriented person. Okay, and one more, and boat. Okay. Right. So this reading is and as you're listening to a collective reading, you never know exactly who I'm talking to because I'm talking to many people at the same time. But this idea that there's been a huge disappointment and there's been a lot of hurt, and the chances are that somebody who was supposed to be loving was not, and that a dream was broken. But what we're knowing here right now is the source that loves you, the inner being within you, never wants you to give up. And maybe you've been really stubborn because an early breakup just made you so disappointed that you closed yourself off to love and decided, no, I'd rather be single. Many of the choices that we make around this are around creating our own peace of mind. And it could be also that you had been connected to people who sarcasm is like their love language. And people, if they would say something to you and you felt that it was mean, and they would say you don't have any sense of humor, right? You're too thin-skinned. Because for a lot of people, teasing, sarcasm can be misinterpreted because that's just what they do. Like when you're a little kid and if you're a little girl with pigtails and somebody pulls your hair, and then another person said they wouldn't pull your hair if they didn't like you. And you're like, what? That makes zero sense. But you have to wonder, why is it that people select you to be rude to? What is that about? What is that connection? And when we're young, and when you're under 21 and you experience loving relationships, they're just full of drama, full of drama. Okay. So, what I would say to you is that if you're unsatisfied with your relationship status right now, take a little survey. Go back to your between the age of 13 and 23 and just jot down any people that broke your heart between 13 and 23. It could be family members, it could be teachers, and it certainly could be your first crush. How hard we fall when we first meet somebody way back then. Because right now, if you become a goal oriented person when it comes to love and get real serious, what is it you're wanting? Right? What is it? Do you like being single? Well, then accept it and quit whining about it, right? If you want to be with somebody, we can do a survey and you can begin to do some self inquiry. Why would someone pick you? What is it about you that makes you a good partner? And if you are somebody who's sarcastic or likes to tease people, then it would be important, wouldn't it, to get somebody as a partner who could give it right back. And that if you throw a jab at them, that they could throw a jab back at you. And you like that. It's energizing. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you choose somebody who's really tender-hearted and they want compliments and they want gifts and flowers and all that jazz, that's probably not going to work for you because you prefer a sharper relationship. Now, I love this boat coming through. Let me read it. It says, money or property through an inheritance, a winning, or a windfall. I feel like what the universe is saying to you, my friend, is that if you can get over those hurts in the past, and I use tapping, as you guys know, I love tapping because it's a somatic therapy that I've used for over 20 years right now, and it helps keep me clear so that I don't take things so personally and that I can go forward to what I'm looking for with hope and with life. And that if somebody teases me or if somebody throws throws shade my way, that it's no big deal. It's just part of life and I can go forward. I don't need to have somebody's approval to live my full self. Now, if that makes it hard for someone to deal with me, then I know they're not my person, and then they can go on to someone else. But I feel this is a big promise for somebody that's watching me right now that true love is available to you, but unhooking yourself from the stubborn part of you that is still holding on to pain from your past. Okay. If you look back and you look at all the breakups you've had up until this point and write it on a list, and use their initials. You don't have to use their names. But if you still have an ache in your heart or bitterness and unforgiveness towards an ex, that's what we're going to want to address. So you can certainly, um, w- even on YouTube, you can go to YouTube and you can ask, how do I get over a broken heart? And it'll open up a ton of resources for you. Okay. I can help you. Would love to talk to you about your situation. And if you are feeling like I just need a little bit of guidance, there's my email address, and I would be happy to give you some resources on what you can do to get over that lost love. I also do free readings. The first 5 minutes of any reading with me is free, and I'm happy to draw some cards. If you're feeling like, gosh, I don't know what to do next. I don't know how to move forward when I've got that part of my past that was so painful. Okay. So let's pull our Avalon Magic card for you. Okay. What is it for my friend who really wants love but has so many disappointments from the past? Okay. We have another rabbit. Rabbits is a sign of abundance, fertility. And the vibe is very much like this boat where something wonderful is coming your way at the right time. Life will support the vision you have for yourself. Make it the best you can be. Absolutely. So, as you are preparing yourself, so right now, if you are single, if things aren't working out, you are in a circle. It's like a portal of time where you can address your own attractiveness, not physical beauty, but what is it about you that makes you an ideal soulmate for someone? What is it that you can let go of so that you're equipped to support a sustainable relationship? So important to do the work yourself before you get another human involved, because your partner, your person, it's not their life mission to make you happy. So sorry to tell you that, but they're in a wonderful couple, it's collaborative, right? And both people are working to get things moving. Okay, so being stuck here, what is our next? What do we want to know next? Okay, so let's hold in your mind, those of you who are listening and you're new, welcome. I'm Catherine. This is Pattern Breaker Tarot, and today we're breaking patterns that are holding us back from the love we are so desperately wanting, the connection that we're wanting. So, what is it where do you feel stuck? So, I'm sensing, gosh, before I even draw the card, I'm sensing it's about money. That this next card that came like beep, beep, beep into my mind, that who is it that's watching that feels when it comes to money, there's not enough flow and there's stuckness? Okay. And we have the Ace of Wands. That's good. Okay. All right. Let's take a look. Let's draw. Ace of Wands is a great card to pull in a money reading because it's something new is coming. The wands are the suit of manifestation, productivity, passion. So when it comes to money, where is your passion? What is in your life right now that looks brand new? Let's take a look. And we have yoke, feeling tied down or frustrated. Okay, so there is our stuckness showing its face. And then we have vulture, depression, anxiety, worry that someone is against you. Yes, this is really tight. Can you feel the tightness of this energy when it's coming to money? Kangaroo, unsettled times, need to plan ahead. Okay, so I feel, and can you feel like you guys who are watching, thank you for being here. Appreciate you so much. All three of these cards, it's like one after the next that illustrate the frustration about being stuck when it comes to money. And I feel that right now, with the situation that's going on in the world, so many changes, so many disappointments, so many tragedies that have happened that have really taken control of money away from people. Unexpected expenses. A friend of mine had to get new tires and it was $800 and they didn't have extra $800 to pay for new tires. That's the kind of thing that right now I have a lot of pressure in my chest. And I just feel like you may be feeling that. If you're listening to my voice, you may feel tightness in your chest right now because it feels like it's strangling you, right? That this whole money situation is way out of hand. So go ahead and put your hand on your chest. If this is you, put your hand on your chest, take a couple of breaths. A lot of times I'll feel in my body the pressure that my clients feel. And so having a burp or a yawn while you're listening to a reading can be, it's not surprising when that happens. When our thoughts become too repetitive, they manifest in the body. That's why it's so important to get out and get some exercise when you're feeling depressed. And believe me, it's hard to make yourself do that. I've been there. But I want to, you know what? I'm feeling like I want to draw. Where's I didn't do this for any of the other questions, but this one feels deep. So I'm just grabbing another tarot deck. Excuse me. Because even though you may be feeling very defeated right now and like you're under a rock, you're feeling very defeated when it comes to money, this card is so hopeful. The way I have kept myself going over time is to remind myself that I have an inner being that is bigger, stronger, wiser than me. This inner being, the divine, that spark of God inside of me keeps me alive. I don't have an extension cord plugged in. I don't have a battery that needs recharging. So, whatever that energy is that keeps me here in the game, I have learned over, especially the last 20 years. I'm 72, so I've been through a lot of living. And when I started living as if my mind actually could control the state of my life, that by picking exactly what I want to think about, I could improve the quality of my life. I've seen it work time and time again. I'm a student of Neville, and the assuming that things will work out has been a huge part of my life. However, there are times when it's difficult to believe it when circumstances are not allowing us to see the good that can come out of something. So the first card that flips itself is the sun. The sun is the strongest card in the deck. It is a card of hope and renewal. The sun, even if it pops out reversed, is still positive. Okay, so this is again, it's confirming for me that even though you're suffering right now, that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Okay. And in this time of suffering, you can press in to your spirit. You can press into um, learning, using this time to learn more about yourself and what it is you truly believe. Our second card that popped out is the strength card. And the strength card was it last reading or two readings ago? When we're looking at strength, we're looking at these being strong enough to ask for help. Okay. Being strong enough to realize that even though you like to this is hard because it's hard to have money pressure because who do you talk to about it? How can you work your way out of it? There's a really good money book. It's called The Psychology of Money, and it's by Morgan Housel. Excellent. And there's lots of YouTubes out where he's interviewed. And there's another new one that I just found. It's called The Soul of Wealth. and I'm sorry I don't remember the man's name that wrote it, but The Soul of Wealth, jot that down, because in the low energy times, we can become more educated and figure out how we're going to wiggle out of the situation. And the last card here, we have the Two of Swords. Okay, so the Two of Swords, I read somewhere, it wasn't mine originally. Somebody told me this, that the swords are doubt and fear. Okay, and what I love about this particular artist is that her arms are free, so she's letting go of doubt and fear. So, in this time that feels dark, when you're not able to access money wisdom the way you want it, you need to pay your mortgage and you don't know where it's coming from. You need to pay a bill, you don't know where it's coming from. These are opportunities where the divine will be giving you signs. You're going to be led and guided because you do have an inner being. And the inner being knows that everything always works out. Everything always works out. And when money comes and goes, there are times that you learn about yourself, you learn how strong you are, you learn how to find a bright side to this. Use your time wisely. Watch what you're learning right now and find people who inspire you. Being able to release your doubts and fears and trust everything will work out the way it's supposed to work. I feel that there's people listening to me right now that want to say, Catherine, you have no idea what I'm dealing with. You're making this so simplistic. Well, friends, I do know what it's like to not be able to pay your rent. I personally have lived through that several years ago. I went through a time where I truly did not know what I was going to do next. But in every one of those times, something showed up. Okay. You need to be connected to your heart. You need to be connected to divine guidance. There's no accident that you're here listening to this reading right now because I care. There's a lot of people who care for what you're doing. There's a fantastic book. Oh, thank you for reminding me, Spirit. It's called Thank and Grow Rich. It's by Pam Grout. I don't know if you've heard of her. She wrote the book E Squared, Thank and Grow Rich instead of Think and Grow Rich. And it's a step by step, chapter by chapter recipe for how to use the power of gratitude. And it's very difficult to be grateful when you it's very difficult to be grateful when things suck. Trust me, but there's magic there. Pam has been through huge hardships, including the fact that her daughter passed away when she was only 25 years old, and yet that she continues to preach. I mean, she's not a preacher, but she teaches gratitude fixes everything. So even though this time may be dark and scary for you, the universe is here through me just to be able to give you this message. I just feel honored that I could be the person to tell you things will get better. They always do. Okay, let's take a peek at our Avalon Magic cards and see what the blessing is for you, my friend. Thank you. And we have this elder. So as I look at this card, I feel like there may be somebody in your life or in your community that you can go to. Okay. Sometimes wise counsel can feel so good. And there, if somebody is older than you and they've been through a lot of ups and downs through life and can just help ease your suffering, don't be shy about asking for help. Your life lessons will be repeated until they are learned. Guidance is on the way. So, as you have had cycles of feast and famine through your money life so far, you are in a school of life. And you do need to become smarter about money. You can go to YouTube and just type in the YouTube search, how does money work? And let the the algorithm bring you some good, solid education on what you can do to change your experience with money. Okay, guidance is on the way, my friends. Okay, moving forward here. Where are you stuck? Aw, Curtis, you're cute. Can you move in with me? Murphy wouldn't like that very much, I'm afraid. Me pup. Anyway, but I appreciate it. Okay, so let's take a look here. What is where are you feeling stuck? In what area? Let yourself think. This is how to participate in a reading for the collective like this. There's no accident that you happen to be here right this second. So pull in your mind. What area of your life are you stuck? Let's see what the universe has for you. And we have the Six of Wands. Oh, okay. So the first thing that I'm aware of with this card is that I think that if you're here right now, there's a chance that you could be stuck in your friendships, that you feel like you're left out, that people don't get you, and you would really like to be more connected, that you feel separate from people. And the irony is that you're quite skilled. You have things going on where people are actually jealous of you. Okay, so I want you to take that in, that even though you may feel out of place or that people don't get you, or why is it so hard in your family, you could have people that look at what you're doing and they're critical of you. I just feel like you're sensing that you're stuck in your relationships and that you really wish that you could cross a bridge and get to more connection. And so you are not seeing yourself the way others see you. Okay, and you may have a mistaken impression that you are that people hate you. I don't know why that's coming up, that people don't like you at all, and that's just not true. So with this particular card, I am feeling that there's someone watching me right now who you feel you're hard on yourself. You feel unlovable, that you are stuck in self um let's see, like you're picking on your own self, like you're bullying yourself from the inside. Okay, so let's take a look at our tea leaves. And we have vine, seek out information that will help you. Oh, good, good, good. Okay, let's take a look at another one. And we have fox, shrewdness and resourcefulness, especially in business. Okay, so yes, yes. And carriage, a journey, either physical or mental. So if you're a person, and you may even have people who love you, and they may say, "You're so hard on yourself. Why are you so hard on yourself?" Perhaps you're an artist and you have gotten almost done with paintings and then you ripped them up. Or let's say that you are a writer and you are so picky about writing that you never think it's good enough. And even though people like your material and they try to compliment you, you never take it in. You're not seeing the impact that you have on people right now. Okay, so there's some information that you don't know, and what you don't know is hurting you because when you think people are being um, they're ignoring you or they're not giving you enough attention. You take it personally as if it's something that you're doing wrong. And what's happening is your people are just busy with their own lives. Your people are not thinking ill of you, these people you want to be connected with. And right now I'm sensing family. Like you may feel more accepted by friends than you do with your family, but they're just so busy living their life. They're not thinking about you night and day. They don't have any need to do that. And so you do need to seek out information. And I would say it's really inside of you, that you have a storehouse inside of you of your accomplishments, your achievements, and the things that you're good at. You're simply not giving yourself credit. Okay, there is a part of you very resourceful, maybe you've taken a path that your family doesn't understand, and they would rather that you be a lawyer and you're a stand-up comic, right? They wish that you would have become a doctor, but you are a vlogger traveling the world and creating your own travel channel. And so they are not valuing what it is that you're doing, but you're taking it too personally. Okay. You need to step back and realize that there are consequences to living an unusual life. There are consequences to making choices that your family maybe doesn't understand, but you are in a world of success. This Six of Wands is a tremendous card of achievement and this shrewdness, resourcefulness, that you're able to function in a way that other people are jealous of. I mean, I wonder if you've ever considered that people could be jealous of you. You're like, why would anybody be jealous of me? Nobody likes me. Well, the fact is, they don't tell you. They're not saying the words that you need to hear. They're not acting in a way that you can understand. But you are definitely admired. Okay. So, this carriage, a journey, physical or mental, for you, the journey is internal. I wonder if you can compliment yourself every day for 1 week. I just wonder if you could stand in front of a mirror and compliment yourself. Look at those beautiful green eyes. You have the most beautiful green eyes, right to your own self. You are really good at, and then name it. I am really good at reading cards. I am. And if my family doesn't recognize it because they're not into it, perhaps their religion separates them or they're just not interested in this, that doesn't mean I'm not good at what I do. And so to learn how to use the mirror, Louise Hay is a wonderful teacher about that, where you look yourself right in the eye and tell yourself some truths. You are really good at blank. And when you say you, as you look at yourself into the mirror, it is amazingly fruitful. Okay. So there's a couple ways to look at this. Number one, if you just collect a list of the behaviors of other people, like how are they proving themselves to you that they're not concerned, they don't want to spend time with you. Okay, so and so never calls me, so and so never returns my texts, so and so never completes my, excuse me, compliments my work. Um, People tend to ghost me, all of the things that have been hurtful to you, and then make something a compliment out of it. For example, people always ghost me. You look at yourself in the mirror and say, I will never ghost you, to you, saying it to you. If people tease you and that's their only form of love is to be sarcastic and to tease you, you can look in the mirror and say, you are, um, I will never tease you. You are valuable to me. So you can reclaim all of the ill treatment that you're getting from others, and you can compliment yourself. You have achieved great things. You are really good at, and put the completion of that sentence in there. Look yourself right in the eye in the mirror every day for 7 days and tell yourself how wonderful you are. Compliment yourself. You will shift up the vibration here so that you don't need the approval of others to be your full self. Even saying that would be so fruitful. You don't need the approval of others. You are doing great. Keep going. You are a unique being created to do wonderful things. As you speak these truths, these compliments to your own self, you will begin to move the needle. Okay. And the last thing I want to say is, have you heard of Honopono? Honopono, it's a wonderful set of four statements that in I use them today. I learned about them over 20 years ago, probably. And then 17 years ago, I was going through a tough time being sick. And I was laying in bed not knowing if I would live or die. And I'm glad I'm still here. But what you can say are these four sentences. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. That's called Honopono. And when you say that out loud and your own ears hear what it is that you have that we wish so much we could hear. We wish we could hear those four sentences from all these people, but for whatever reason they're not tuned into your channel. It's like they are on the AM dial and you're on the FM dial. It doesn't compute, but we can complement and build our own self-concept. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Okay, let's look for our Avalon Magic card. Hi, Melissa. Welcome. I'm so glad to see you, my friend. Welcome back. I'm not doing so many lives as I was a little bit ago. I've been real busy writing and working on another creative project that's taking my time, but it's so fun for me. And that's a clue. It's like keep doing what you enjoy. Pam Grout states, if it's not fun, it's not sustainable. And it's just so, so very true. So let's take a look here. And we have, um, oh, how interesting. Okay, so what I'm noticing here, marching to a different drummer, you know that when you are marching to a different drummer, when the way you do life doesn't match the people that you're with, the people that live with you, the people that love you, if you march by a different drummer, it's not easy at times. That's why you need to become your own best friend, and you need to understand that by using the mirror and speaking to yourself, you can make radical change in your mood. Okay. So I see the black and the white here. This is signifies there's a castle way down here. You can hardly see it because you've made choices to go your own way. I attract a lot of rebels who don't ever want to be told what to do, when to do it. They want to be making their own decisions, and see how the antlers coming out of the head, it's like you are unusual and you're here for a purpose and you don't want to be embarrassed because you're unusual. Okay. So let's take a look here at what the card has to say. As light follows darkness, so day follows night. Be patient and wait for the right opportunity to create a new chapter in your life. This is the suit of wands goes from the ace all the way to the king. So the fact that this six right in the middle, it's so important that you learn the beautiful art of self-acclamation. Okay. This is not narcissistic. This is truth. Everything you think you need from other people is available to you through the divine. So as you stand in front of your mirror and compliment your true gifts, you have accomplished some wonderful things because of your courage and your stamina, and you refuse to give up. There are things about you that are admirable, but if you don't acknowledge them, if you don't know them to be true, the other people can't see it in you. Okay. So please do the challenge every day this week, till next Sunday. Stand in front of the mirror, look yourself in the eye, start by complimenting your eye color. Look at yourself and say, you have the most beautiful green eyes, unless yours aren't green like mine. You have you have a great sense of humor. You are so strong. Solve problems like nobody else. You are my hero. I'm telling you, you will change your whole life if you do that. Okay. If you could do it for 5 straight minutes, that would be incredible. But even if you do it for 5 straight seconds, it will make a difference. Okay. Do not give up. Do not, because you are here for a reason. There's a reason that you tuned in to this reading. There's a reason that this thumbnail grabbed your attention, because your inner being wants to support you. And there's not a human on the planet who hasn't been stuck at one point or another. Can we hear an amen from the peanut gallery? Amen. Okay, let's move forward. What is it that you're feeling stuck about? Why are we disappointed? What's going on? Do you have a flat tire on your car? Do you not own a car and you wish you did and you feel stuck in your apartment? What is it? that you can gather in encouragement today? Oh, Two of Swords coming out. Remember, the Two of Swords showed up in our reading 2 readings ago, and we named the swords were doubt and fear. And so when you have doubt and fear, your heart closes. Okay. And in that art of the other, which I think is, I'm not going to look it up, but when you look at her, yes, she has a blindfold on, but if you look at it closely, she's peeking out from underneath. Her back is to this beautiful fortune of opportunity, that as she sits, and notice her feet are not tied, she can get up and walk around, she can put down those swords. Think of how exhausting it would be to hold up two steel swords on a permanent level. So this is definitely stuck energy, and it's stuck between a rock and a hard place. I'm feeling like the person who is attracted to this reading right now is facing a decision that they have to meet, and they are very fearful of making the wrong decision. You might be an air sign, you might be an Aries. Oh, excuse me. That's not air sign. You might be a Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra, and it can be so hard to make a decision when you've got air, too much air in your mind because you're playing gymnastics in your mind where things are not allowing you to make that decision. Remember, once you make the decision, you live with the consequences. Either path is fine, but sticking in between is torturous. Okay, so let's take a look at our tea leaves for a little bit more guidance. Someone will try to make you do something against your will. Okay, so with your decision that you're trying to make right now, there's a part of you that does feel a bit threatened. You may be a quieter personality, maybe a little introverted, or maybe a little neurodiverse, right? Where you operate on a different wavelength. Your brain is not typical. You see things other people don't see, and it's hard for you to figure out how you can be yourself and honor your gifts. Scissors, disappointments in some affair. And one more. And we have bag, something important such as a new job or a raise. Okay, so I am seeing crystal clear here that this reading is for someone who is they perhaps you have two offers. There's two job proposals that you're considering, and you're just not sure. Like it looks like, well, this job has the creativity, it's the right size, it's the right kind of company, it's located in a place where I want to work. And then the other one, it pays better, it's a smaller company. They don't even have an HR department, and like I just don't know. It's a family-run business. Do I want to get involved? And so you're back and forth with something around what you're wanting with your career. Okay, there has been disappointment in the past. Now, if you didn't hear the last card, it was all about they come in and out of my mind so quick, but we're talking about acknowledging your gifts, right? In the last card with that Six of Wands, that this fits, these two readings kind of go together because you do need to be fully confident of what you know how to do. Okay. These places that want to hire someone, they would be lucky to have you. Okay. Both of your options would be lucky to have you. You are abundantly gifted, and you're talented, and you have much to offer wherever you go. Period. So if you could rerun this to the reading immediately preceding this one, I highly recommend it. I'm going to try it. I always say I do timestamps and then I get distracted and I don't get them in there. But what we need to know is that if you don't even acknowledge your gifts to yourself, you cannot expect a business or an endeavor or a team to feel that way about you either, right? So I did a 7-day challenge in the last reading about looking in the mirror once a day and saying out loud to your own eyes what you're good at. You are such a good whatever it is that you do. You are trustworthy. You are skilled. You are, and then fill in the blanks. If you build up your own self concept so that you understand what you're bringing to your situation. You won't be forced to do something against your will. Your inner being will guide you when you make this decision. And if you're feeling doubtful or you cringe some when you think about one of these options, it's important knowledge for you because you need to trust your gut. Sometimes we will get ourselves into situations, the pay is good or it seems like it's a great offer, but in our mind is always this doubt, like, yeah, but what? Yeah, but. Okay. So if you have a lot of yeah, buts, this is your reading. But only you can use the shears here to cut off your nagging doubts. There's Neville, you guys know I love Neville, and Neville teaches something called revision. And so if you're not familiar with revision, you definitely want to check it out. You can, let's see, I'm trying to think of a channel I could, oh, Brian Scott. He has a wonderful video on revision. Brian Scott, easy to remember. And basically, the thought is that you would take a previous jobs that you had where you felt you were being forced to do other things and you were not free, and you can revise it into a different interpretation. Okay, so the different interpretation might be yes, I was taken advantage of on that previous position, but I learned a lot. I learned what it is that I don't like. And that flips the energy to make it more positive for you. With the doubt and fear that you have going on for yourself right now, here is a suggestion for you because there's something important coming. There's a bag of goodies. There's Providence is looking out for you. So, one of the ways that I work with decisions myself is I just let myself have 2 days. And the first day, I let myself make choice number one. And in my mind, all that day, I think I can imagine myself in that new situation with the doubts and fears, just be there in it. And then the next day, I let myself live as if I make the other choice. And you can slowly start to tune in to true wisdom and guidance and not childish wisdom and guidance. Because sometimes when you take a new position, you're going to feel out of sorts and out of place for a bit. But it's the time to be quiet and listen, be quiet and watch, observe, and trust that you made the right decision. You are ready to lay down the swords of doubt and fear. You can say that to yourself in the mirror. Look yourself right in the mirror and say, you are ready to make this decision. You can lay down your doubts and fears. Okay. And then there's one other thing I want to add here. I was just turned on to the work of Daniel Mannix, and he has a very interesting concept about compassion. And he recommends that you look in the mirror and say these kinds of things. I'm so sorry you had to go through all of that. I'm so sorry that your previous position took so much advantage of you. I'm so sorry that you've never found exactly what you're looking for when it comes to your career. I'm so sorry that you are tortured by doubt and fear. And his theory is that as you say these things out loud to a part of yourself, you're showing yourself compassion. Okay, so if you try that, I've been trying it. It's pretty fascinating, actually. I would love to hear from you. Remember, if you want for me to draw cards for you, I'm here. The first 5 minutes are always free. just email me and I'll show you how to do that. Although, if you look in the description box below, it will also have the information on how to have a reading, because sometimes the collective readings just aren't good enough. I can't pull enough cards. I don't know your personal situation. But once you can tell me this is what's going on, I can draw my cards and we can get a quick answer for you. Okay. So let's go forward. I have time for a couple more here. All right, so those of you who are listening right now, thank you. I know that you have lots of choices when it comes to tarot readers, and I appreciate that you chose to be with me right now. So if you're feeling stuck, hold it in your mind. What is your stuck place? What I'm feeling right now, I'm feeling like there's an energy of family drama. As somebody, there's an inheritance that's being fought over here. I don't know if that's you, but I'm just sensing that something is stuck family wise, and it has to do with a will. And we have the King of Hearts. Okay. Okay. The King of Hearts is pictured with this sea that's troubled. Okay, so I'm feeling like there's troubled water here. And I sense that, I mean, with this boat out there, and the boat is red, which is family of origin stuff. So I feel like there's this rocky, stormy thing happening in your family right now. And so there's something going on, something's not fair. I sense that there's an inheritance or a will or some kind of turmoil. People, maybe somebody wrote a will that the whole rest of the family didn't know about. This is a story. I don't know where it's coming from, but I just feel that tension, and something is unfair, something so unfair. So let me just draw some cards here. Let's see what the barrel. Okay. You feel something is lacking in your life, perhaps love, money, or goals. Yes. So there is lack energy here that is backing this up. So the feeling of something being unfair, like maybe you were counting on something financially that's not going to happen. And so it's very troubling. Rabbit, too much concern with sexual matters. Well, isn't that interesting? Okay. Hmm. What in the world is that card doing in here? And desk. Pay attention to your work. Okay. Oh, all right. One of the things that I know about the King of Hearts, because the King of Hearts often is a card that you want to see come up in a reading, because it's a mastery of emotions. It's somebody who is emotionally mature and is like a leader in the area of keeping things in balance when you're going through turmoil. Okay. But there is a fatal flaw with the King of Hearts energy, in that sometimes they can blurt out information, it proclaim, because they're a king, so they can proclaim a lot of opinion about what's going on. And sometimes the wisest thing to do is to guard your words and to be able to listen more than you talk. Okay. So I feel like the universe is here interceding on your behalf. There is something going on that involves justice or being fair. I was sensing it was an inheritance or a will, but this could also be a divorce situation. But I do sense that there's something legal going on that you don't have control over, and that you feel stuck and out of control because of the situation. Okay. So, what I'm sensing here, and again, I'm pulling this into the divorce situation right now, because um, there is nothing that is more dangerous for a divorcing person, a person who's breaking up a relationship, than ex sex. Okay, because a lot of times people will get together, booty calls, because they know one another, and even though it's falling apart, and even though it's on its way out, there is the coming together. intimately that can just screw everything up for you, so to speak. And the idea of being able to draw a line around the attraction that is still there, because there is something going on right now with this empty barrel. There's something that is shifting, and so it's important that you mind your boundaries carefully. The last thing you want to do is like have an affair with a lawyer, right? Who's on your case, or the idea of having intimacy with a partner that you're divorcing, that you're breaking up with. This can really mess with your mind because it is fun. You guys know each other, you know your tastes, and it can be like, well, what's the harm? It's safer to have a relationship with my ex than it is to go out there into the world. Right now, it's important that you pay attention to your work. You are very distracted with all of this unfairness that's going on, but discretion is going to guide you. Discretion will guide you as you make your way through this maze. The court system here in our country takes a long time to wiggle its way through and to bring things into completion. So as you can focus on your work and stay in your lane. Okay, stay in your lane. Don't be dragged into drama that somebody else is creating. You need to have good legal advice for your part of the situation or wise counsel from somebody you trust. Put together a plan between the two of you and make sure that you have an accountability person so that you can keep your eye on the ball. Don't be dragged backwards in any way because the lack that you're feeling in your life right now is just coming because you're trying to go in reverse. Animals don't go backwards, generally speaking. But we can moonwalk ourselves into anything. Isn't that the truth? And so it's important that you keep going forward and focusing on your work rather than the current situation is going to help. The king's cup is empty right now, so he is looking for change. What I suggest for you is be discreet. Don't talk about your weaknesses. Don't tell people how victimized you are right now. Don't tell people how things have been unfair. Learn to be discreet and speak your truth with actions instead of words. Be kind, act kind, and be very careful about your boundaries right now, okay? Because there is something good coming your way. It's just that it's in your future. Notice the king is looking this way. You do not want to fixate on the past. Let me look in my magic, Avalon magic deck for your final piece of wisdom here. This one popped up. I like this card and how it's going with this reading because look at how the wind is blowing this way towards the future. Let's see what the message is. You are in alignment with your soul's longings. Make a move now. So, this clearly is showing that your move forward right now, putting time, energy, and effort into your career. Maybe going to school is a good idea. Maybe being able to acquire a skill that you could have a side hustle with. Maybe that's a good plan. But right now is the time to be forward thinking. And as hard as it is to turn your back on what has been unfair in the past, you have to trust the divine to work this out for you. Highly advised to seek wise counsel. You may not need to hire an attorney or hire some sort of professional, but there are people who can mentor you and guide you. Somebody that's older that has seen a little bit more life. Okay, let's do another. What are you stuck? What's going on? I'm Catherine. We are breaking patterns here at Pattern Breaker Tarot, and we're breaking it down. What is it that you can do right now today to get unstuck? Okay, betrayal with a capital B. Who's watching me right now and has been betrayed? Who has stabbed you in the back? It's a painful time, isn't it? when you find out that somebody that you thought liked you, somebody who you thought was had your back, not only don't they have your back, but they are stabbing you in the back, and you are stuck because you still like them, and you're so shocked that they treated you this way that you feel completely done in by somebody's choices. So let's take a look. Let's dive into the story a little bit more deeply. What's going on here with our Ten of Swords? And we have the dog card, pleasure with a close friend. And right away, I can see the universe is jumping in here with remedy. Quill, get back to the basics. And man, dealing or relationship with a man. Okay, so the universe is just cutting to the chase here. There's just no arguing with the fact that sometimes what you don't know, when you don't know what you don't know, you're very vulnerable. Let me say that again. When you don't know what you don't know, you are very vulnerable. So, what we are seeing here is that who you thought was a close friend is not, and the pleasure of being with someone who's a high drama person, you felt it a while ago that there was something off with this person, but pleasure was a huge part of it, that there was something about this person that was so captivating and so intoxicating that you just got swept in. He's a very charismatic person, and you saw the person do harm to other people. You saw how they mistreated certain other people, but you never ever thought it would be you. You thought you knew them, and you thought you would be safe. But then you heard the news, and somebody told you you saw something where you realized, hey, they're talking about me. They're talking about me. They're sharing my secrets. They are betraying me. And the pain that you have felt over this has been profound. And my heart goes out to you because it's like death by a thousand cuts, right? That once you start seeing the truth for what it is, and the person's crimes against humanity are right in front of your face, you cannot go on, and yet you still have feelings for the person. This is a terrible place to be stuck, right? As if these swords are sticking you to the spot right now and there's no escape. Okay, so what do we do about this? The universe says it's blessing for you to see the truth, that even though this person was a mixture of pain and pleasure, what's happened is that now you can make the choice to look at the pain that came with the pleasure and make a plan for yourself. Get back to basics. Absolutely gorgeous advice for you. Let's go back, grab a piece of paper, write down on the piece of paper, in my ideal relationship, this is how I want to be treated, right? This has nothing to do with this person. For you, get back to the basics. What do you want when it comes to a person? So, right now, the man card comes up here. So, it may or may not be a man that is your partner, but the strength of this person, the strength, you can see it in their face, a lot of control here, that this being squished between pain and pleasure and a strong negatory energy has gotten you stuck. And right now, stuck to the ground. You're just feeling the pain of seeing what's really going on here. So get a piece of paper and write down what it is that's your ideal way of being treated. Okay. Now, the easy way to get there is to think about your last ex, the ex that you're aware of, or the soon to be ex, because you're done. X, right? 10, you're done. Write down all the ways they mistreated you. Write down 10 things that your current person has done that's hurt your feelings, okay? They are late all the time. They won't take you dancing. They won't go to see movies. They do not want to visit your family. Whatever it is that their behaviors are hurting you, write them down. And then on the other side of the paper, you write down the opposite, because chances are that your ideal person will be the opposite of who you're with right now. Now, why did you attract someone who's the exact opposite of your perfect person? I don't know. If you need your cards read, check out the description box. First 5 minutes is free, and I'll draw you some cards and you can tell me what your situation is. But right now, step one is to get back to basics. And this quill is what they used to write in the old days. So, writing a list of opposites, what never worked about your past relationship, the opposite of those aspects will create an outline for your future. The dealings that you have as you close out this relationship, it's sticky right now. It's hard to turn your back on this person. I'm not saying that it's easy, but what I'm saying is it's necessary. I'm going to grab my secondary deck here to pull a couple extra cards because I'm just sensing this is really a stuck position, isn't it? And you could feel like a butterfly on a board where these swords, these thoughts that you have about this previous person is pinning you down. And you might be saying, yes, I'm painfully stuck right now. I can feel it. So, right now, I have a pair of cardinals out here, the male and the female. And the male is so colorful, bright red. And his companion, the female, is a dull brown color. And that's not as an insult to her. No, it's because when she's on the nest, she's harder to see, so she's protected, okay? So you might want to Google the spiritual meaning of cardinal. I believe it will be a blessing for you. So, my dear friend, stuck and trying to get over a painful past relationship. Let's see what the cards are in clarity for you. And first, we have the Eight of Cups. And the Eight of Cups is about walking away. Okay. So the support from the universe, card number one, don't be afraid to walk away. The star is a sign of healing. That's why I have the star here as part of our reading, and it's pink. And this card has a lot of pink in it, which I love. The sun has four sets of eyes. Excuse me, four eyes, two sets of eyes. Keep your eye on the light. You are going to be guided to each step. Turning away from what used to bring you pleasure is where you are right now. And being so important to be honest with yourself. Second card, and we have the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles is someone who the pages are messengers, and they're also excited about the future. The thing is about this Ten of Swords is that it is the end of a cycle. So you are coming to a place, and your family is going to be so happy for you because they have seen how dangerous and painful this relationship is. You may have lost some friends because they didn't know how to help you or how to cope with you. But now that you're ready to walk on, you're going to be flooded with support. I want you to look in the mirror. Again, we started this. Right now, I just got familiar with the work of Daniel Mannix. And so, what he talks about is self compassion and to look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself what you wish you would hear. For example, I am so sorry that you ended up in this situation. I don't want to burn the card and move back in. Look yourself in the eye. I'm so sorry this has been so painful for you. I'm so sorry that everybody else finds love and you haven't. I'm so sorry that they lied and cheated on you. As you say these things to yourself, you're saying out loud the lessons that you've learned. And by comforting your own self, you're going to bring great peace to your situation. There's no way out but through. I remember an illustration that I once thought of for my own self. And that was, let's say we have a blacktop playground. Can you imagine? Or a blacktop parking lot that is 50 yards wide. And it's the middle of summer, and you're barefoot in the grass, and you decide, I'm just going to run across this parking lot to that grassy spot on the other side. So you take off running, and you get to the middle of that parking lot, and that black asphalt is so hot, it's killing your feet. And you have a choice to make. You can turn around and run back to where you were. That's going to hurt. Or you can go forward to the new place, and that's going to hurt also. But there's times in life when pain is your companion, and there is learning you can do, and there's planning you can do, and there's a future for you. But getting yourself out of the heat of pain is what you need to do. And here we have the lovers. So the lover's card is the card of a big decision. Okay, it's a big decision. And that is for you to make. Spirit is guiding you out of this situation. Spirit is saying, get on board. I am taking off and I'm taking you with me. Okay, allow spirit to be your partner right now. Allow spirit to step in where this person used to be, because it is your time to walk away. I support you 100%. Come back to the readings, come back and listen to how spirit wants to guide you, because you deserve someone who treats you like the star that you are. Okay, my darlings. Okay, so I am coming to the end of the readings here today. Those of you who want a reading, seashells, hey, seashells. April, I'm glad to see you. I'm happy to do a reading for you, 5 minutes for free. You can email me right here, and I will get back to you immediately and let you know how you can have that private reading. 5 minutes, believe me, we can get answers about your daughter. So please do reach out. Meanwhile, let's pull our Avalon Magic card here for our friends. Oops, there it is. Very interesting. It seems to really fit because, oops, because there's all of this energy that is rushing around. And I feel like that's what's going on for you right now as you try to break away from this unhealthy environment. And there is this castle at the top of the hill. So, this is that idea that once you can walk away and take time, don't rush into something new, take time to get to know spirit and how much spirit loves you. This is the answer. There's a great book called The Untethered Soul by Michael Singer. Oh man, that's such a good book. And it's all about creating a connection with your inner being and creating a connection with the part of you who's connected to spirit. Okay, let's see what it is. The path isn't always a straight line. You come back to things that you thought you understood and see deeper truths. I have to read that again. The path is not always a straight line. You come back to things that you thought you understood and see deeper truths. In the past, you thought you could handle your person. In the past, you thought you would be okay, but it has not been okay. And it's time for you to close the door, stay in your lane, and walk forward, because the lessons you're learning here is going to make a difference for your whole life, my friends. Okay, thank you for being here. I loved this. I love doing these readings on being stuck, because who of us doesn't know about that? And I'm going to do my best to get the timestamps in so that there's any readings you want to go back and review, you can. I so appreciate your time. I don't take it for granted that you're here with me right now. Just like Southwest Airlines says, you have lots of choices when it comes to your tarot reading. And I am honored that you would pick my channel to spend your time. So go forth and prosper, my dear, dear friends. We'll see you next week for live. And then please pay attention to the short videos I put up, little vitamins, vitamin C, so that you can keep growing and keep glowing. Nothing but love for you here, friends. Bye now.